Thanks for making the time, EJ.
Yes, sir.
We've seen you and Zaire's podcast in the trenches going really well so far. So this being the first season, you're able to kind of share that thoughts on post game and just how the team is doing. How do you compare that to recent years where you haven't had that opportunity to kind of speak your mind in that kind of setting?
Do you mean like level of play or just like mental of just getting, of just showing personality or whatever like that?
Mostly that second part, being able to, because when you're answering questions here, you may feel the need to be a little bit more professional, but in that podcast setting, you can really just be EJ, if that makes
Oh yeah,
sense.
yeah. It's fun. It's a disconnect. So it's fun to just call something your own and have just like and just set the tone of it. You know what I mean? And just connect with the fans on a different level. I know the fans are more susceptible of listening to us outside of the media and just learning us off the field and all that type of stuff for the ones who do care. So I think it's fun and it's needed and it's definitely it's a plus.
Justin?
Yeah, to piggyback off of Dustin, in the trenches, you've mentioned a few times that the refs now know your name, whether that's for good or bad. How's it being more of a recognized name on the defense? And how has that impacted offenses having to really like play against you now?
I would say well deserved. Well, it took 5 years, so so I mean it's cool. It's well deserved. I mean I have fun out there. It's cool to be known as you know as the guy that can make an impact or whatever like that. Whether that's by the refs or by peers or by my teammates or by the organization, anything like that. So I just got to keep growing to the next level, of course, into doing that and try to grow into like I haven't had all pro. I never had anything like that. So that's what my eyesight is on. I would just dabble around with words when I was talking about it. It's not really that important to me, but of course, just a moment in my career where it's like, oh snap, that was cool. Yeah.
Cody? EJ, thanks for your time. Really appreciate it. So now you're in year number 2, Gus Bradley's defense. Do you feel a lot more comfortable this year than you did last year, going from Matt Eberflus to Gus Bradley? And how's that kind of transition and settling in been for you and utilizing your skills?
I think it's two good defenses that I had success in. They both utilize my skills in the same way. I was playing like the Sam backer with Flus as well as with Gus. Of course, Gus got a few more coverages within the Sam backer package, and then me coming in on third down and making an impact. So I'm excited for it. Just to see what's the next step I can take, whether whatever presents us further into the season. I feel like I've done a good job so far, but I can definitely do better. I left some plays out there in the first half of the season. I'm looking to get back to the second half.
Thomas?
Yeah, CJ, you've excelled in your role on crucial third downs and coverage this season. Can you describe how impactful it is for you to assist the Colts' young secondary and help get the defense off the field?
Quite frankly, they've been assisting me in some ways. There's some plays where I was in the wrong position and JJ has came up with good plays, Juju or whatever like that. And having Julian back there and us having gelled together in many camps and this being like our 4th year together and like just knowing each other so well actually plays a great part. He was like a quarterback back there being at down safety, and he's excelling this season as well. And he upped his level of play into what was asked of him. And it's just a domino effect. And I feel like we have done a lot of great things within the defense, and we just plan to keep on doing it. So I think we all feed off each other. I've been in great places for the secondary. The secondary been in great places for me. We'll just share the glory.
Justin?
How's it been being able to see Shaquille Leonard return to the field after his long rehab process back to this point?
Mm-hmm.
And how has the linebacker room really altered their play and altered the snap counts that come with Shaquille being back on the field?
Of course, Shaq Shaq has always been the leader of our linebacking core, and still holds true to that. His energy, his efforts, the way he watches film and help us like on the sideline. I mean, anything that he sees and anything that I sees within each other's game, we still help each other and we bring each other along, and we just keep growing as players. Whether here nor there, will always be somebody. I was actually just with Bobby this weekend going over film with Bobby, so that's just how our linebacker core is. We always got each other's back. It's been a fun journey, like with us playing in our new roles and everything like that. We'll see how it shakes out throughout the rest of the season and everything's been cool. So I'm excited to see him back out there, man. I missed him when he was down for the time that he had when he was battling back from his injury. And it's just a beautiful thing to see 5'3" out there. I know what he brings to the table. So, I mean, his film and everything speaks for itself. So
we'll do a few more. Cody?
EJ, you guys obviously come off the bye at 5-5, in the mix with a lot of different teams, and obviously there's been a few games throughout the first part of the season through the 10 games where it's been close, and you guys have ultimately come up just a little bit short. So with the playoffs still very much attainable, what's kind of the message that you guys have been preaching to each other to kind of finish some of those games and ultimately be one of those teams competing for a championship in January?
We just tell ourselves just do a little bit more, just do a little bit more than you already have been doing. Stay the course, but just go harder at the course because, you know, in this league, it's all about the finish, no matter what you're doing. So we just got to stay the course. Our leaders got to be our leaders. Our role players got to be our role players. Our rookies, we got to step up and be better rookies, you know, and just know that we're at 500 right now, so the season is very much in front of us. It's a lot of teams right around with that same record. We just gotta do what we need to do to come out on top. And I think we all prepared for it. We had a bye week to regroup, and we back. Everybody looked good in the run today. We back better than ever. I think it's time to, you know, put our foot down and go ahead and go get what we deserve and what we've been working toward.
Okay, we'll do two more. Justin?
Yeah, so with guys like Kenny and Zaire both coming off of special teams like yourself, how have they and guys also like Shaquille helped you personally grow into going from a special teamer to being an impact player on the defense?
I would say, first of all, I give myself credit for just understanding my role within the team and what's needed. Never trying to get too far into the limelight of feeling like you deserve something and just going to go earn it within what's put in front of you. And I think all those guys are great role models of that. Of course, knowing how Zaire's career is shaping out and how Kenny's career started and has shaped out, is just, you know, every opportunity that's put in front of you, just go make the most of it and let the chips fall where they lay at the end. So with those guys being a role model of that situation, I think it'll be disrespectful to them and my teammates to go against the grain on that. So
We'll go last one here. Lawrence Owen.
Hey, EJ, sorry I'm a little late. I don't know if this has already been asked, but with Cato June, I'm just curious the differences between a coach, someone coaching you up that has not played the position at the NFL level and someone that has. Your thoughts about Cato and the fact that he has played before, if that brings any kind of difference.
Cato just sees the game and he sees coaching through double lenses. He has the ability to shift to a player and the things that he went through as a player and how he was able to get in shape and how he was able to see certain coverages and how he was able to make plays at certain points of the field, certain points of the game. It's just those in and out things that like maybe a coach that hasn't played the game or whatever like that doesn't too much understand, probably thinking that the Gatorade cup is on full the whole game or whatever like that. And Cato can tell you, all right, if you kind of down, it's an 8-play drive, just move a little bit like this, stay true to this or whatever like that. And sometimes you got to get outside of the scheme, and Cato is good into teaching those ways. And Coach Smith, you know, his knowledge and everything for the game just speaks for itself and how long he's been around and been doing this. So he knows personalities. He's just so fine tuned on little things that'll help you with all the small stuff like technique and all that type of stuff. So them two are a dynamic duo, and I can't wait till Cato has his own linebacker room one day. It's going to be an elite group.
Thanks, EJ. Appreciate it.
For sure. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for the time.